is my A6 romper. Got this here.
What you got?
I got the Final X medal. It's actually a ninja star.
Oh,
and I got this. The first day I won it, I went, yeah! What if I would have broke your camera there?
I'll give you $20 if you hit Christian Piles with that right now.
I don't think that's enough money. This thing would cut them. Do you feel this? Look at that.
Ow.
That thing is sharp. Yeah. I was scared to take it through the airport.
If they'd have taken that back from you, that would have been a problem.
Would have double-legged it.
Great story, though.
Like I couldn't mark it with my Final X medal. They took it from me. TSA had it.
It looks great.
It's nice though.
So looking to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you know about your opponent? You know, skill-wise, stylistically, what are you expecting?
She is definitely strong, and that's what I've heard from numerous people. I've had an opportunity to go and train with some women who've wrestled her and competed with her, and that's what everyone kind of told me, is that she's just very, very strong and sturdy in that first line of defense. So I definitely am going to try to open up to some second-level attacks and just keep my feet running through some techniques. So I'm looking forward to going out and feeling fresh. My body feels really good right now. I had a little bit different approach to training for this Final X leading up to the World Championships, which are a little bit later. I usually take a month off in that October-November range, and now the World Championships are in October, so I'm trying to find some time periods to kind of let my body heal and recover. So I've just mostly been lifting the last few weeks and kind of been easing myself back into some wrestling just to feel ready for these couple matches. So it's been different, but I feel strong and I feel ready to really have some pop tomorrow. So you might not see my conditioning come out, but you will see maybe some explosion that maybe I will even not know is there. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what just all the hard work I've been doing in the weight room transferring over into the wrestling mat.
Awesome. Go ahead, Gary.
You had a big win over Adar of Turkey in one of the tournaments you had. It was Sweden, right? I think. Talk a little bit about what that told you about yourself at this point, and how that's going to help you moving forward after Final X, should you win tomorrow. Obviously, she won the weight last year, so.
Yeah, she did. She's the reigning world champ right now, and we had a stacked bracket with the Olympic champ and world champ in the Sweden competition, and I had an opportunity to wrestle the third-ranked woman, which was from Estonia at May, and I had a big win over her to kind of redeem a loss that happened earlier this year, and just kind of felt ready to go out there and win. And it was nice to not have all that pressure of being that #1 athlete and kind of had nothing to lose to go out there. So that definitely took a little bit of the, I think, pressure off of the wrestling, and just got to go out there and see how I felt, how I was doing out there, and it felt good. It felt good to go out there and scrap and to wrestle and to come back and win that match. And felt good to have Terry tell me that I'm still the strongest woman in the world and that I was ready to win. So it's nice to kind of have all those pieces that are the high points of my wrestling life come into one moment.
So you took last year off to get healthy.
Happy.
And happy. Was there ever any question about coming back in 18? Or what?
Yeah, for sure. I did not want to wrestle. No, it's just I think you have to go through some coping after a loss, and I think I had just gotten ahead of myself a little bit on how much work was really there, and if you commit too far in ahead, it's 4 more years. You know, it's 3 world championships and another Olympics to train for, and there's just a lot of sacrifice and a lot of pain that goes along with those commitments. And so it's cliche, but it's about staying in the moment and focusing on one goal at a time. And right now I'm not committed fully to 2020. Like, I'm making sure that I'm wrestling at this world championship, and then I'll reevaluate and decide. I mean, going on how things have been going right now, I feel great. I'm really happy. I'm loving the sport. I'm loving how my body feels. I'm loving where my head is at about how I'm planning for wrestling, how I'm planning for what goals and what I actually want my wrestling to look like out on the mat. And it's attached to some values which I think will really help me in the future of kind of heading into that 2020. But for right now, I'm worried about making a world team right now. And then after I make that world team, then we'll worry about winning a world title. And after that, I'm going to take a time and write it down and see if I want to go for another world championship and qualify the weight. And then from there to 2020, and so it's not a for sure thing, and I had to take that time and soul search and get married and go on vacation. Vacation's so fun. Why didn't anybody tell me this? I only ever get any time off when I have surgery, so it was nice to just go on a vacation where I wasn't in a sling or on crutches, and so it was great to have that moment and that time to truly just disconnect and kind of threaten to quit wrestling, and people in my life are like, "You're not ready." But it's good. It's really good. It's good to be back too. I think the same way that it felt nice to kind of step away a little bit and get some of that disconnect, it feels good right now to be back and to feel loved in the sport and get to give some of that love back on the mat.
Adeline, I've had some high-level athletes talk about how doing some coaching has helped them actually improve as a wrestler. Has that been the case for you? Are you breaking things down for others and helping yourself along the way?
Yeah, I think it's been really important for me to kind of see that coaching aspect in a new light, and I've heard that from coaches as well, that it would really benefit me to see how I wrestle and see how I move. I have realized that there are a lot of moves that I knew a lot about, and I didn't realize that I actually didn't know how much I knew about this sport. It's kind of interesting how spending 20 years of your life doing the same sport and you're learning the same lessons over and over again, you kind of do the same thing on the wrestling mat that you're great at and that you can execute. And so I thought I just knew a single leg and a leg lace, and all of a sudden I'm teaching moves that I didn't realize that I understood and I knew in such a finite motions, and could tell somebody where to place their hand and where to put their head. And so it's been positive for me for sure, and would love to do a little bit more of it in certain areas of my career. It's been tough too, though. You know, like taking your focus as a selfish athlete and giving it to other people is hard sometimes, and I realize that Terry gives me a lot, and my coaches have really sacrificed and go without water and go without organization sometimes so that I can feel like I have some control and some access to feel like I have what I need to move forward. So it's been a process, but it's good.
Cool. Last one for me. What do you think of this new process with Final X, press conferences, weigh-ins, trying to be more promotional about the sport?
I think the Final X concept is awesome. I really enjoy the lights and camera. I have missed my teammates a little bit, though. I showed up at the hotel and I was like, I didn't really know who to call or who to talk to. I don't know who's going to braid my hair tomorrow. I don't have a warm-up partner. So there's still some logistical things that I need to kind of figure out. But I do like the process of having it be limelighted and having it be kind of a promotional aspect, because it's special to make a world team, and I feel really lucky that we're along with the guys. I think originally when we made this plan, we weren't part of this process, and so I was really excited that we get to be part of a high-level facility with production value and momentum, and so I'm happy my parents get to come out and kind of see that whole experience, and it's great. It's great to see wrestling raising to another level with their professionalism and the outreach that they're kind of being able to reach and provide to the public. So I just hope that enough people can see it, that we can get some more fans and more people in the crowd cheering our names and excited about our wrestling matches.
Excellent. Thanks, Adeline.
Thank you, Adeline.
Thank you,
See you
guys.
tomorrow.